The scenario itself, I've never seen such a thing.
Seasoned law enforcement veterans questioning a practice that's been used at the Lee County Sheriff's Office. Deputies instructed to grope each other during a job interview. Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Patrick Nolan. Amy's off. The Lee County Sheriff's Office accused of telling detective candidates to grope one another while interviewing for a position in the narcotics division. 4 in Your Corner investigator Mike Mason broke this story. You'll see only on Fox 4. Mike?
Yeah, in order for deputies to get promoted to detectives, they've had to get involved in this role play, which some say sounds more like foreplay instead.
Getting hired in the narcotics division of the Lee County Sheriff's Office has involved groping a detective's genitals.
It's not necessary, in my opinion.
Not necessary, but until recently, it has apparently been part of the standard training program. Deputies applying for the position had to take a test and role-play a drug-buying scenario. Members of the narcotics division, along with detective candidates, acted as both buyers and drug dealers, and to make it real, the candidate had to prove to the bad guys that they were not part of law enforcement. All of the candidates were confronted with, if you aren't a cop, then grab my either breast or genitals.
To me, it's a worthless type scenario. It just doesn't make sense to me.
Fidel Balan has worked in law enforcement in New York for 20 years, 10 of those years with the DEA. He was surprised to hear groping was part of the training.
I don't believe it should be part of the curriculum.
Reports show last September not only was a female deputy's genitals fondled, but it was being discussed by participants and members of management. Those discussions occurred in roll calls and other department events. Sergeants and lieutenants were present, and it was discussed by members of LCSO management that her genitalia would be fondled, and she was directed to submit to the fondling by members of management.
In your opinion, is this really professional behavior?
I don't see it as professional behavior.
Stephanie Eller is running against the Lee County Sheriff and wonders if he or his command staff knew what was going on.
That's either a breakdown in communication or basically just a department that is not being properly managed.
We reached out to the Lee County Sheriff's Office for a comment, but haven't heard back. According to this internal affairs investigation, they've changed their programming and their training and have stopped the practice of groping each other during the interview process. In the studio, Mike Mason, Fox 4 and Your Corner.